All right, so we are live. I'm recording, so we're gonna go over a training. Today we're gonna talk about technical analysis and our confirmation checklist on what things we need to make sure we check off before we make a trade. So I'm gonna pull up the actual video on the IML Academy, and we're gonna watch it together, and then we're gonna mark up some charts. Cool.
All right, sounds like.
All right, and to my YouTube audience, this is the first time I actually recorded my training. So, this is basically like me and somebody I'm mentoring. This is just real life, how we practice our trades and how we teach each other and, make sure we're doing everything we need to do to get the most money out of this market. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna share my screen. I wish I would have known about Zoom before. Zoom is might be one of the latest sites ever.
Yeah, bro, it's magical. It came out 2020, I believe.
They're powerful, boy. You say it came out in 2020?
Yeah, it says it at the bottom of the page. Copyright 2020 Zoom video communications. I know it's something recent.
This is like an upgrade from what's Skype?
Yeah.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see you.
All right, so let's go to. So it's two different IM Academy sites, and they have generically the same information, but this black one is a little bit different. The other one got the quizzes, but this one be getting some different updates. So I suggest you hop on both to make sure you get all the information. But do I remember my password? That's the question of the day. I do remember my password. God is good. All right, so on here, this has these videos that the other IML site don't have, but right here, the technical analysis, this is where the money is made. This is where, after all the shit that I watched, this brought it all together. So we're gonna watch it together, and it's powerful.
Okay.
Confirmation checklist on here is powerful. And it's simple as well. So this one I'm gonna start doing after everybody gets their training done and feel like they get a gist of it. I'm gonna make sure they go over this. It's only 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 9 minutes. So about an hour overall, approximately. But this is the best hour of your life. So we'll go over a couple videos, and maybe next time we do our training, maybe we'll go over a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7 videos. Our next 2 trainings, we could just dive into this, and it's just about an hour or less. So can you see the screen okay, or do I need to blow it up?
You could increase it. Yeah, that's good. That works.
All right, let's get it.
Welcome to IML Academy. Today we're going to go over the power of twin trading. Now, there's a couple key psychological effects that play a major part when it comes to trading currencies that actually...
I'm going to pause this one because this is actually talking about a specific strategy. And we can get into the strategy later. I want to make sure you get the gist of, this is it, confirmation checklist. This is, all these videos is important, but this confirmation checklist is actually what I want to talk about. So this is actually 7 minutes. So this is perfect because we can dive into actual marking up a chart after this. So
okay,
all of them important. We'll get into them eventually. But this is
welcome to IML Academy. What I'm going to break down to you guys today is the confirmation checklist, which equals out to high probability trades. Now, as you guys have this whole video section, you guys know everything from support and resistance, also known as floor and ceiling, price reversal zones, trend lines, and pullbacks. Now, the reason why we have this as a confirmation checklist is it gives us that good and safe feeling for us to press buy and sell at the right times when we need to. I'm going to break it down how simple it is. So, combining all the checklists together, the first thing first is you want to check if there's an area of support resistance. Okay, well, I see one. There's an area of support there's an area of resistance. Well, at this time, imagine you didn't see any of this part right here. Everywhere from so the only thing you saw was pretty much this. Okay, so pretend this isn't here. So what you want to do is you see an area of support. You look to see if there's an area of trend line, which there is. Okay.
Now, did you have a question about trend lines before? Like,
Figured it out. It was in the next video. I did have a question. I don't remember what it was.
okay, I think we briefly talked about trend lines or like needing with trend lines. But I just want to make sure you got that. Basically, they just mark.
Oh yeah,
They just
it
mark.
was trying to figure out what high highs and high lows and lows and low highs was I should specifically mark. I was thinking, should I be OCD and mark them all, or just get like a broad generalized view?
What I've seen being done is you mark up the trend lines on the higher time frames because those are the stronger trend lines. So probably like on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. And then if you want to be more anal about it, you can mark up trend lines more on the 15. But you don't mark up trend lines on nothing lower than that. But the most solid trend lines are on the hour. I think he's on an hour right now.
Okay.
And honestly, you can mark up support and resistance and trend lines on every time frame. It's just that the rule of thumb is to try to keep your chart as clean as possible. So maybe if you do a detailed markup, just make sure you turn the little eye clicker off, so it won't be too distracting on the screen.
Okay.
All right, let's get back into it.
And then utilize the power of the zones. Now, look how simple this is by combining all of them together. So, first one is there support or resistance? Okay, support or resistance, trend line, price reversal zone, and then pullback. Okay, let's check this out. The fact that price is moving up, what you want is to continue along with market into a downtrend. You want to get at the beginning of this trend. Now, most people would have tried to answer off this point here, but at the same time, it's not guaranteed. Okay, what guarantees it really that helps out with the high probability trades is for price to break that level of support and to test as resistance.
Okay, so right there, so you saw what he said when he said the prices break and then pull back.
Yes.
So what my biggest mistake was in the beginning is I will always recognize the break right here. So I'll be in it, I'll follow my trend line, and it'll crack. It'll hit my trend line here, and it'll start going my direction. And I'll be like, yes, it's doing what I'm supposed to do. And let's say I'll buy right here. Then I'm like, all right, we in the money. We in the money. All right, pull back. I'm like, all right, cool. We in the money. We in the money. All right, pull back. I'll still be happy. Like, all right, we in the money. Pull back. I'm like, oh, snap. It's not going my way. I'm like, all right, cool. We in the money again. Then it's like, oh, snaps. Oh. Then it's like, all right, buy, sell, stop. Stop loss. Or let me sell it because I feel like it's not going in my direction. But then afterwards, you see what it did. It went to go do exactly what I needed it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Literally for the first 2-3 months of me trading, I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? I'm calling every trade. Like literally afterwards, I'll look at it and be like, damn, the trade finally went my way. It's because I wasn't waiting on the pullback. And if you pay attention, these are hour bars. So this might be 1, 2, 3, 4. This might be a day or two. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this might be like a day or two, bro. So it might have took a day or two for it to completely pull back and then go. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure you write that down, is to wait for the pullback, because the pullback is your friend. Even right here, how it hit, and then it's like, cool, I'm in the money. I put in a sell order, and look at this pullback right back to where it started. And then it went. So it's two ways you can do this. You could take advantage of the scalping opportunity and just get these pips right here, or you can wait for the pullback and get all of this over here. You get what I'm saying?
How would I know where to set my take profit?
It depends on where your support and resistance is. You usually make your take profit at the next support or resistance line. So he's going to get into that. You know, I think he's going to get into it. If he don't get into it, we'll get into it. But the point of me stopping this whole video is just wait for the pullback, because that's a major mistake I made in the beginning. I would get that initial surge and be like, cool, it's lit. But then it'll pull back, and mentally I'm like, damn, is it reversing on me? Did I make the wrong trade? Like, no, it's just a pullback. But if the pullback already hits on an hourly time frame, then you know, like, okay, it's gonna go after this. So it's just a a mental note, or write it down. Pullbacks are our friends.
Okay, bet.
This trade setup right here, how simple it is by just crossing off the checklist. Trend line, check. Resistance, check. Price reversal, check. And is it a pullback? So does that mean it was the ceiling or check? Awesome. All right. That is putting it all together. Let's do another example. Right. Another example. All right. So I see a level of support and resistance, and I could draw a zone out from the area. Say you didn't see anything here.
I'm gonna pause it real quick. Also, he's going to get into this. I don't know why he said this in the beginning, but he said when I find a place of support and resistance, a lot of people just find support or just find resistance. They'll find just a ceiling or just a floor. And that's very powerful. But what's even more powerful is finding a point of support and resistance. And this place is called a reversal zone. So right here, you see how it was a ceiling? Can you see that? Right here was a floor, and right here was a floor. When you find a place where it was a ceiling and a floor, that is a strong wall. You know what I'm saying? Super strong wall. And it's called a reversal zone. I believe he's going to get into the actual like technical part of it, but it's called a reversal zone. But that's always the first step. And what I also was doing in the beginning, and I was just finding support resistance for support resistance. And that's cool. But this is a significant area to find, because price always makes a significant move. It's either going to respect it or do a major breakthrough. So as you see, it respected, breakthrough. And and then it not only did it break through, it came all the way down here, and you thinking it's lit, but then it pulled all the way back to that zone to retest. And that's how you know that zone is a solid zone.
Okay, definitely.
Didn't see anything there. Okay, so now you have an area of support. You didn't see anything here. You see that price is moving up, waiting for it to test. Also, too, you draw out a trend line. Just to see. Okay. So the fact that price tested here, now tested off this area, giving you a reason of why this is a good trade setup. Now looking closely, what happened? Area of resistance, check. Trend line, check. Zone, check. And was resistance ever previous support? Check. What that does is by having these four combinations, it allows us to enter these trade setups with ease and with comfortability of pressing buy or sell. Okay? We'll do another one. Let's do it from uptrend. Okay? So what I see here, first things first, I have an area of resistance. I see that it breaks above resistance. Is there a zone there? All right. Yes, there's a zone there. So I draw the zone. Also, as well, is there a trend line? Yes, there is. Now look how simple that was. The trend line tested once, even here, even though it broke above or broke below, it still closed above. Tested here and tested here. So let's check. Is there support here? Yes. Is there a trend line? Yes. Is there a zone here? Yes. Then was support ever resistance? Very much so. Okay? Very much so. Look at this again. Another example for having all four confirmations. So look closely. Look, level of support and also resistance. Okay? Let me draw the zone. Okay, there's a zone there. And then, is there a trend line? Yes, there's a trend line. So look closely. The fact that it's testing off here once, twice, 3 times as a level of a floor. There's a level of support here. There was a zone, a price reversal zone. And the fact that support was previous resistance gives us all confirmation for this trade setup. Okay? That is combining.
Real quick, also another rule of thumb is when you trend lines, you want to have a minimum of 3 touches. And this is what makes it a trend line or support and resistance. So you see we got touch right here, touch right here, touch right here. That's all we need to continue the trend. So this even has 4 touches, even stronger. Even with support and resistance, you want to have at least 2 touches. So actually, I think the rule of thumb is 2 touches, but if you could find 3, of course, it's a stronger trend or a stronger support and resistance.
Okay, definitely. This, and you said this is for trend lines.
That's for trend lines and support and resistance. The more touches, the more touches, the better though. But usually, on average, it'd be like 2 or 3. 2 is okay, we got something going. 3 is, oh, that's a solid line.
So just stick with 3 then, is what you're saying.
2 is like this. 2 is like 80% solid. 3 is like 100% solid. So if you see 2, don't turn away. Like 2 is still solid, but 3 is just a little more solid.
Okay.
All the technicals together in order for you to have profitable trades. And it happens time and time again, time and time again. You can see it happening back to back to back. So another example, and last one, right? I see an area of support. You draw a zone. I see a zone, right? Is there a trend line? There's a trend line right here. So the fact that it tested once, twice, even 3 times, tested again as a slanted level of a ceiling. There's resistance, the fact that it closed underneath. There's a ceiling here. There's a zone, and also was resistant over previous support. Yes, it was. Okay, so now by going through all the videos of all the confirmations and having the checklist of them together allows you to take high probability trade setup, capture as many amount of pips as possible. All right. Thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.
All right, so I'm just gonna talk to the YouTubers real quick. So basically, that was a quick tutorial on confirmation, and this is something that we all need to go through each trade. This is how you get high probability trades, and it's very simple. So once you finish the academy, or not even when you finish the academy, once you just understand what support and resistance and trend lines are, you can mark the chart and make high probability trades like fast. So in all actuality, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be showcasing this because this is inside of the academy. If something happens, I'm gonna actually check with my mentor and double check. But if I can't, I'll just take this video down. If it's okay, I'll leave it up. But basically, this is a one-on-one training with somebody that I'm mentoring, and I'm just helping them out in the beginning stages of trading, and I'm letting them know the mistakes that I made. And this is the value of being on my team and joining my team, because I'm not gonna let you mess up where I messed up. I'm gonna make sure that you're a more advanced trader faster than what I was. So I just want to talk to the audience real quick and let them know what we're doing, and now we can get back into what we're getting into. So I feel like that answers your question for sort of support and resistance and trend lines. And I see that he's doing it on an hourly time frame. So when we mark up our charts, we can do ours on an hourly. So you want to get into some charts real quick?
Yeah, we can definitely do that, bro.
All right.
A lot of these demonstration videos are actually they use the hour instead of the 4 hour.
Yeah. And it's all your preference. You know, some people start off on a 4. What I was taught from my mentor is to start off on the highest time frame up to the day, and then work your way down. So this process that he did, you can literally do that on every major time frame and work your way down. But like I said, it's all on your preference and your trading style, and you know what
So
works.
are you saying if I were to do like a tactical analysis, I'll start the day and then go all the way down?
Yep. Because you want to see the overall trend first. Because if you come in here, this in this window, this might look like a downtrend, right? But if you look
Hmm.
at daily and pull all the way out, this might just be a pullback. It might be on an uptrend. And this is you just caught a nice little pullback. And a pullback might last a month or two. You know what I'm saying? But when you know overall the trend is going up on like the month, you know what I'm saying? It can kind of it'll let you know, am I playing into the ultimate trend overall, or am I playing into a pullback?
Okay, definitely.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up trading view real quick, and then we can find like pairs that we like to look at. I always like to start off with gold because gold is like a generic thing that anybody can get into. But if it's a certain pair that you like, we can dive in. And a lot of my stuff is already going to be marked up. So what I'll do is just probably just erase it and get back into it. Oh, you know what? Also, I did an update on my stuff, so all my markups might be gone. I actually hope they're okay. Yeah, I got a clean slate. I don't even got my oscillators up or nothing. Like this is like literally a freshly fresh page. I gotta like they always doing some crazy stuff in the hallways. Can you hear?
Mhm.
Can you hear my background?
Yeah, I heard it.
The crazy part about it, never mind. We don't need to talk about army business on here. All right, so right now I'm on the day. So this is going back like years. So what I want to do is on here. Okay, so I see something. What do you see? I see something of significance right here. Let me know what you see. Like major significance, like $1,000 in a day's type of significance.
See an uptrend.
It is
Like
on.
you can put
It
it
is
right
on.
there.
Huh?
So you can put a trend line right there where your mouse is, like an uptrend.
So what I wanted to show you was, you see how it's approaching this area?
Hmm.
This area, this is where price basically stopped at last time with gold. And it's on a daily time frame. So the fact that it's hit on a daily time frame means this is a strong ass wall. All of this right here, hold on. All of this right here is literally
Hmm.
days of hitting this ceiling, like days and days and days, might be like a month or two of hitting this ceiling and cracking back. So what this tells me is the major traders in the world is looking right here to see if it respects this wall. Now, if it does respect this wall, let's see this drop that we can expect. Let's see what this last drop was. And this happened over months, right? So, bro, this is so many pips, I can't even count. This 300, 400, 518 pips. So whoever caught this the first time got rich off of gold. But just know on our mental notes, we need to pay attention to this area. because if it cracks back, it's going to do a pullback. Let's see. Or this might be a pullback. Let me see. No, it's not a pullback. But just know this is an area of significance. Just so if it cracks past this area, it's probably going to shoot up to this next ceiling. And if it reverses down, we basically got a bunch of money on the sale. So I just saw that initially. I wanted to say something about it, but let's do our proper technical analysis. So basically it's on an uptrend on the day. So we're going to take a mental note of that, and we're going to go down to the 4 hour and see if we see anything of significance. So on the 4 hour, it's an uptrend. So we take a mental note of that. Now we can get, so basically we know it's on an uptrend. So when it comes to buys in this situation, we know that it's going to be in our favor for the buys, because on the daily is going up, on the 4 hours is going up. So on the major time frame is going up. Now, can we put it in sales? Absolutely. But just know when we put in sales, it's the pullback. Look at all of the sales. The sales pull back, bounce up, pull back, bounce up, pull back, bounce up. You see that the buys are stronger than the sales?
Yes.
So we can put in sales if we see something, don't get me wrong, but we have to be aware that we're buying into a pullback and it's not going to last forever. So pull back, bounce up, pull back, bounce up, pull back, bounce up. So the pullbacks are basically a smaller time frame for us to make money. So we're going to look for buys, but not be opposed to the sales, but just know the buys is going to be a little bit more powerful.
Okay, definitely.
Let me go back to the day. I want to actually mark this area as like a fucking strong ass. I have to take a mental note to know, like, to see what it's doing. Actually, if you look, you see them wicks. Can you see them wicks?
Yes.
You see how it's going into that zone and then wicking out. So it's letting us know that's like a super wall. And this is gold, and it's on a big time frame. So everybody in the world is looking at this. All the big wigs is looking at this. And what they're looking for to see if it's going to do this drop again. Because this is so much money, bro. So much money. So we're going to get back to technical analysis. So I'm going to drop down to the 1 hour frame, and let's see what type of magic we can put together. All right, so the first zone I see that was support and resistance is right here. So you see it, it touched this line, it touched this line. And then when you go all the way back into the month, damn near to March, guess what? It respected this line again. So this is how you know this is a significant floor. Let's see if it was a ceiling at one point in life. You see how it peaked up and it bounced back down?
Yeah.
And even this right here, it didn't quite touch it, but I still consider this a ceiling. So this is a solid support and resistance line. This is a good place for us to start from. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So this is a good area for us to work with. And as far as these colors go, you can make these colors whatever you want them to be.
Okay.
So it's purple now, but like I said, it could be whatever. Also, this is just my personal preference, but I like to pull my zones out to the last wick, just so I can make sure my zone encapsulate the whole wick, just so I can know like the extent of where that trade went. That's just my personal preference. All right, so we got our support and resistance, and let's look for a trend line now. So we see it's on an uptrend, of course. So this is an example of what we was talking about earlier. This is going to give us 2 touches, I believe. No, it gives us 3. We got 3 solid touches. So it respected this line one time, and it might have respected it more if I zoom out a little bit. I'll consider this a touch. Well, no, it's not quite a touch. But yeah, I'll consider that a touch. So you see it respected it this time. What did it do? Bounce up. And why did it bounce up so significantly? Because it's on a strong uptrend on the daily. Now, when you got to this support and resistance zone or reversal zone, it got 2 options. It's either going to crack back down or break back through. Now, do you know why it broke through? Or do you have an idea on why you think it broke through instead of crack back down?
No, I'm not sure.
Because the momentum was strong. Also, the volume was high. You see right here, like this is one of the oscillators that lets you know volume. So it's basically saying there was a lot of money being put in the market or a lot of momentum on this green line.
Okay.
All right. And also, it's on an overall uptrend. So on a daily, it's on the uptrend. On the monthly, it's on the uptrend. So the momentum is up. So will it hit ceilings? Absolutely. But the chances of it breaking through is actually higher because it's on a very strong uptrend. So bam, it broke through, right? So what happens after you break a support resistance line? You look for the It's what we talked about. It's what we talked about earlier when I always skip it, the pullback.
The pullback, yeah, there we go. Got you. Yes.
After it cracks through, it did what it was supposed to do, and we got some pips. But guess what? It pulled all the way back here. So
I don't think
you
marked up a ceiling. That ceiling that you got all the way at the top. Yeah, it's a ceiling, but like, wouldn't the ceiling be? You see that top of the green, the other one where it cracked? Like if you scroll your mouse over, up a little bit, it's a little bit. It's in the green to the left. All the way at the top of the green. I feel like that would be a ceiling because if you go across, it touches again twice.
it is a ceiling.
It is okay. Okay.
And then you got multiple ceilings. You got ceilings on a higher time frame and a lower time frame. And since we're on an hour, we can definitely mark up ceilings and floors after we get through this trend line. So I just wanted to make sure you know the significance of it cracking through here. So it cracked through, it got through the reversal zone, and then it did what it was supposed to do. Somebody made some money, and then it pulled back. But the crazy part about it is, I'm gonna tell you a big mistake that a lot of traders make, and a big mistake that I've made a bunch of times. These are all mistakes I made. So I'll see it crack through, and it's on an uptrend, right? And then it'd be like, okay, well, since it's on an uptrend, let me get in right here. And it's like, okay, cool, I got in right here. But then what did I catch it in? I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. So let's say I wanted to get in right here, right? When did I catch it? I caught it right before a pullback because guess what it did? It pulled way back here. So now I'm in a negative. So I'm either gonna hit my stop loss or be upset, like, damn, I'm down all of these pips. You know what I'm saying? And then let's say it hit my stop loss, right? And then what it do? Go right back up. Now I'm mad. Like, man, I missed out on money. So then I get on a trade again. Like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do now? I know it's on an uptrend because I looked at it on a higher time frame. Then what did it do after that? Pull back. And then I'm like, what? How I lose my money again? And then what did it do after that? Make all of this money. But then what did it do after that? Pull back. So a lot of people get lost in the uptrend and the pullback, but ultimately, if they would have stayed in the trade and understood that this was an actual support and resistance zone and it was going to keep bouncing off, they had to go through this whole wave of stuff, but ultimately it went up. And this is why we got to pay attention to the pullback. So sometimes we got to go in there and get our money and get out. You know what I'm saying? And also, even on a lower time frame, if you look right here, This is a obvious ceiling.
I see
Right
it.
here, it touched right here, it touched right here. It cracked back here, so it's not gonna always be perfect. It cracked back here, it's not always gonna be perfect, but this is a solid ceiling. So if we did our proper floors and ceilings, we would have known that price was gonna react at that area. And you see, touch right here, touch right here, touch right here, touch right here. Did it crack fast? Yeah, like I said, it ain't gonna always be perfect, but all of these touches in this area, this is a significant floor and ceiling area. So this is the importance of making your floor and ceilings, because ultimately you could have got it right on an hour time frame. You could have got it absolutely right and be like, you know what? It cracked past the zone. Hold on. You want to trade in view? Trade in view be doing some weird stuff sometimes, or it might just be. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got it right. So this is an example of how you can get it right and still lose money. And this is the story of my life with trading. It's like I got it right, like yeah, it cracked through, but I might have caught it on a pullback. So ultimately, if I would have stayed in the trade long enough, I would have made a good amount of money. But I might have got stopped out all of these pullbacks. You know what I'm saying? So your entry point is very important. That's another thing that we want to talk about.
Okay, definitely.
All right, so I'm actually going to end the recording. So for the YouTubers, this is just a quick tutorial on, how we do support, resistance, trend lines, and how to get in a trade at the right point, and just how to recognize the trade and start from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame. So we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to continue this trading, but I just don't want these YouTube videos to get too long. So this is just a little teaser and basically what you will get when working with my team, when working with MMO, and having me as a mentor. So I'm gonna check with y'all later. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop this recording.